Welcome to today should be day what, guys? Day what? Day what? Today is day what? It's not day 20 something. Can't remember. Okay, welcome to today's class. And I believe that since the inception of this class, you've learned something new, no matter how little, something to add to whatever you have known before, right? And today we are exploring one very interesting topic, which is the almighty calculate function. And you might wonder, why am I calling it almighty? It is almighty because it can be used uh, to convert row context into filter context, right? The calculate function is very, very magical function, right? Uh, you know, it allows you to do row by row calculation, uh, and let your filter behave in a way, right, that you let your filter behave in a way that it allows it to be filtered. Or let me say it allows your rows to be filtered, you know, it allows your rows to be filtered. So let's see how the calculate function works and how the different kind of filters that we can apply with calculate, right? That we can apply with calculate. So let's start with the simple ones that you guys know, right? So I'm going to do something interesting here. I'm going to come here and I'm going to separate because I want to separate it. So I will just bring in a new table and I will call this table calculate. Oh, sorry. But I can put on my calculate function expressions there. Calculate with filters. I will call that table that. And I will enter. So it can be under here. Yeah. So I have it here now. So I can start putting in all the stuff I want to put in. Right? So let's go. Let's write a new measure. Let's write a new measure. And we're going to see how the way different filters are going to behave, right? So let's start with, let's say, consumer sales. We have in our segment, we have consumer and two other segments there. Let's even go there to go and see before we start doing anything. So go to my table view. I hope you guys can see my screen now. Segments, yeah, we have consumer, corporate, and home office. Good. So I want to only see consumer sales. So I can press Shift and Enter to go to the next line. I will say calculate for me the sum of sales. Am I too fast? If I'm too fast, please let me know.
No.
Okay, the sum of sales. Now, after I put my calculator, let me expand this so you can see clearly. After I put my calculator, the next thing is the expression, which is this is the base. We call it the base expression. Now, when you bring in any function, any DAX function like calculate, what you are seeing here is the arguments, right? Now, after calculate, the expression I'm writing is the base expression, which is the sum of what? Of the sales column in the sales table, right? So I'm referencing the sales column inside of the sales table, and I'm going to close my brackets, right? Now, after I've written my base expression, the next thing for me is to apply filter because calculate comes with a filter, right? So I can use the filter function. Now, if I'm using the filter function, right, the first thing that is going to ask me is the table, and the table that I'm filtering is my sales table. It's my sales table, right? And my filter expression, right, is consumer goods, right? Now, consumer goods, the segment column that I have in my sales table is only the segment ID. I don't have the segment name itself in my sales table. So can somebody tell me what I'm going to do to bring the segment here? Bring the segment name. Can somebody guess what I will do? Anybody? Okay. What I'm going to do is to bring related, right? Is to bring related. And because Power BI knows that there is a relationship between the segment table and the sales table. So I can call in here in my filter expression, I can call in segments in the segment table, right? When segment in the segment table is equals to what? Is equals to consumer. Is equals to consumer. I put that in double quote because the consumer, the segment column is a text column, right? And then I close my brackets 2 times. Now, let me explain to you what I just did again. I said calculate. I'm only for only sales for consumer. We have 3 segments, right? We have 3 segments: home office, furniture, and what's the other one? Consumer. Now I say calculate for me the sum of sales. The sum, we have a sales column in the sales table, right? Filter the sales table. So if it was if I had the segment name column inside of my sales table, I will have just said the segments column in the sales table equals to consumer. But because what I have representing segments in my sales table is the segment ID, right? And what I want to call out here is the segment name, not the segment ID. So because I have the relationship between segment and sales by the virtue of one-to-one relationship, right? I'm going to now bring in the segment table inside my filter expression to now say, because there's a relationship, that's why I brought our related function, right? Yeah, and say the segment I have in my dimension table, the segment column of the segment table equals to consumer. Is it clear to you what I did here, guys? Is it clear to you what I did
Yes.
here?
Yes.
If it's not
Not
clear, please let
very
me know.
clear.
Sorry?
Not clear.
Which part is not clear, sir?
Okay, the filter segment.
Yes. You know that in my let me go back so that you can understand. In my sales table, where's my sales table?
Okay. You
Do I
have
have
segment
segments there?
dimension.
Do I have segment there, Isaiah?
Yes.
So what is that column that's representing segments?
I don't understand your question.
What is the column in sales table here representing segments?
Is I think it's the segment ID.
Segment ID, good. With segment ID, are we going to be referring to segment ID
Come again, please.
in our expression,
No, you
right?
can't.
Yes, so we know that it is, but we don't have this column, segment column in our
Okay.
sales. But because we know that there's the
Okay.
relationship between segments and sales, so we can
Oh,
call out
okay.
for us to call out segment here, we need to use related
Okay.
because the 2 tables have what relationship. Do you
Okay.
understand it now?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm going to bring in my matrix table. I'm going to bring in matrix table, and I'm going to bring in. So we are going to see how this is going to behave. So I bring in the segments, right? I bring in segments, and let me go and increase the size. The values here, I will increase it so it can be bigger. Why is it not bigger now? What's wrong? Okay, let me use there's no values here. Let me go to okay, row headers. So Hold on here, that's too. Let me increase it. You guys can see it very well. Okay. So let me bring in my normal sales, right? My total sales for this segment. It's not this total sales. It's one other total sales like that I have. Is it this one? Okay, this one, right? I multiply units times quantity. Okay, so this is my normal figures, right? Like for what was it called? For total sales, right? Now, if I bring in this one, where's the one I just did now? Consumer sales. Now, what did you see happen here, guys? How did that filter? How did it how did it work here?
It's only filter out
It's only showing, it's not, so
customer
that means
record.
it's respecting the current filter that we have on this matrix table. Do you understand? Because we've equated it to, based on relationship, to say only when the segment is equals to what? Consumer. So it's only giving us result. For other ones that are not consumer, it didn't return anything there. Is it clear, guys? Because I want your responses. It's only as I am responding. Right? So you see how this filter.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is Elsie. I'm a bit confused here because normally I was expecting everything to be 6596.36, like,
yes,
because
that's
it's
what they're
ignoring
expecting.
all that. Yes. So I'm so surprised it's returning blanks for the remaining two. Is it because related was used?
It was because related was used. That's where I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
It was so it means you are specifically specifying. And this one will now, this one is respecting the current filter that you have on the matrix table.
Okay. Okay.
So we are just going to look at the various ways that using different filters, how they behave. Right? Now let's now use another example. The same consumer sales again. I will copy it and do it differently now this time. Consumer sales is what segment ID is that? It's consumer sales. Segment ID what? 1. Okay. So let me go back here. New measure. I will say consumer sales 2. I will call this one consumer sales 2. And instead of now relating it based on, like calling out consumer based on this, I will now say sales, right? Segment ID, right? Segment ID is equals to 1, right? Let's see how this one will behave. So, now I'm referring to everything inside of the same table, right? Do you understand now, Elsie?
Yes, sir.
You see that it's the same thing. Whether I'm referencing the segments inside of the sales table or I'm bringing in the segment from the segment table, you see that the behavior is the same. Is it clear, Elsie, or do you have any counter opinion?
I don't have any. It's just that
Or what you are expecting?
Yes, I was expecting 65.9 everywhere because you are
No.
ignoring corporate.
I'll explain where you will see that one and where, in what scenario I'm going to use that one. I will show you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So let's do this now. Now you've seen how the behavior is, whether you relate it, whether you use related, whether you just pull it out from the same table. You have seen how the behavior is. Now let's do another one. Let's do another new measure. And I'm going to show you how this works with consumer sales 3 now. And I'm going to show you how this works with what was it called? How this works with all. right? So calculate sum of sales, right? Filter, right? The same filter that we did the other time. Filter sales table, right? When the segment ID is equals to 1. Now, if I now put filter all, it means that it should not respect any filter applied on the matrix table. Sorry, I made a mistake here. It's supposed to be here, right? Okay. I put all. All will not respect the current filter that you have in the table. So let me bring in consumer sales 3 now. And what did you see? What's the behavior here?
Okay, it's ignoring others.
It's ignoring all the filters that is on the rows in this matrix table because I put the all here. So consumer sales is what the amount for consumer sales is what is showing for all the rows that we have the different segments. Is that clear to you now, Elsie? Is that clear to everybody? Because yes. I put an all, and what all will do when you put an all, it means I return what the result is for consumer sales, regardless of whatever I have as the rows, as the filter, as the filter that I have in my matrix table. So do you now understand the difference between the first behavior and the second filter behavior now? Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. The first one that we did, that one is called column filters, right? It's called column filters. Because when we are applying a condition, let me go back to the consumer sales that I first did. When we are applying a condition, so think of this one as when we are using like a where clause inside of your SQL query. For those that are no SQL here, think of it like you are writing your where, or you are applying a where clause in your SQL query, right? Now, the second one too is also a column filter with calculate, because you are also, you are also applying a condition, right? You are applying a condition to a column. A column contains all the list of segments, different segments. And you are saying only return for me, right? Only return for me when the segment ID is equals to 1. So that's still a column filter with calculate, right? The third one that we did, that we applied all in front of the sales table, we call that one a table filter. A table filter with calculate, right? Because the all there is saying that ignore. So it means that whether you see consumer in the filter on this segment here, there are filters 1, 2, 3, home office, corporate, and consumer. So whether you see consumer there or you do not see consumer, just give the same answer to all the segments, right? That is table filter. Is it clear, guys, before I go ahead with the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to another example. Although there are some that I've done before now, right? So I want you guys to, I will not be talking about those ones, like the likes of treat as, use relationship. I will not talk about those ones. There's another interesting one that I would like to talk about. Who here has used cross filter before? I'll still come back to this table, but let me copy this and paste, and I'll remove the other things that are here. Anybody? Has anybody used cross filter before? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, good. Please teach me about it.
It's to
I mean, cross filter in
activate.
dark, so not cross filter direction in
Yeah,
model
cross filter
view.
in DAX. It's not cross filter in DAX. They use the DAX function to enable bi-direction. Like you can use.
Yeah, yeah.
I know when the IntelliSense open, I know it's been long, but I know at one point you specify none, one, or both directions. So like you have
Mm,
to activate one direction and like that. That's what I know cross filter DAX function does, is
absolutely no
to
cross filter.
enable direction. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So let's go back to our data model. Can you see our model clearly, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, you see our product table, right? You see our what's it called? Customer table. You see our sales table in the middle here, along the dimensions like this, right? And oh, what is calendar doing here? Calendar is also a dimension. Okay, good. Now, let's say I want to see how many customers bought different products, right? I know that customer is connected to sales directly and products too is connected to sales directly. Or let me use the example that you understand. So I want to know how many customers transacted and bought product within the different segments. Segment is connected to sales directly. Customer too is connected to sales directly, right? Now, if I should come back here and say, let me remove this total sales. That's not what I need it for here. And I have my segment here, right? And I go to customer table. If I go to customer table and I drag in customer ID, I drag it to, it should be in values, and I change it to count distance. It's just for me to count. So altogether, in this my entire sales table, I have 793 customers, right? I want to know how many of them bought consumer goods, how many of them bought corporate, how many of them bought home office, right? Because I dragged, because they are both dimension tables, right? Because I drag customer from this dimension and I drag, and this segment is coming from its dimension also, it will return the same result for you all through. Now, what you can do to get the actual result that you want to see the number of customers, distinct customers that are bought in this segment, right? All you can do is to go to the customer table instead of the one. So let's double click here, or let's even look at this place here. So we have a single cross filter direction. That means whatever if I select anything from customer table, it's going to affect the figures coming out from the sales table. If I should apply filter coming from the customer table, it applies what I have in the sales table, right? So it's one direction. It's coming from customer flowing down to sales. It's coming from segments flowing down to sales, and for other dimensions too, the same thing. But in this scenario now, let me go back. I want to know the number of cost because customer and segments do not have any direct relationship, right? Customer cannot be connected to segments. There's no key to even connect them, right? So what I'm going to do, because it's the customer that I want to see how many of them are in different segments. I'm going to change this to a to both. We call it bi-directional, right? I'm going to change the relationship to instead of single to both, and I'm going to click on save. Now, what this means is that anytime I filter something from segment, when the sales table is being filtered, filtering also goes up back to the customer table. So let me come again. When I filter something on segments, It flows down to sales. It affects whatever is going on in sales. And whatever filter applied on sales will now go back also to customer. So if I go back here now, you will see that it has given me the correct information. I have 739 customers, right, registered in the company's customer base, customer lists, but only 132 has bought products in consumer, only 56 has bought in corporate, and only 39 have made transactions related to home office products, even though I have 739 customers. Is it clear to you guys what I just did here?
Yes.
Is there anyone that is not clear to? Okay, to be sure that what we've done is correct, let's bring in customer ID from sales table. Oh, sorry. It should be 16 counts and 16 counts here. You see that's the same thing. But you see that the behavior is different. Can somebody tell me what you observed between these two? Anybody? What's your observation?
The aggregate. That is the
Sorry?
total.
The
The
total,
total
right?
for both. Yeah.
Good. This one is so. If you are presenting to the business, which one do you think is more presentable, that has more insights?
The second one.
The second one. Wow. Why?
The first one.
Because it actually reviews the total aggregation of customer ID.
How is that more insightful compared to the second one?
I think I'll go for the second one.
Why?
Because it's actually giving it's giving the direct exact visibility of the number of customers we have in each of the category.
So how does the way you interpret this result now? How does it trigger insights to the stakeholders?
I would say this the second one tell me that in totals I have the total number. This is the total number of customers I have, and for every segment, for the consumer I have 132, corporate I have 56, then home and office I have 39. Which is when we look at the cumulative, it's giving us 227. I think, yeah, that should
Okay,
be
that's
the
what I was
exact.
expecting anyway. Abdulaziz.
So the first, because
Thank you.
you're telling your stakeholders that you have 132 consumers, you have
Mhm.
6 corporate owners or from the corporate side, and you also have
Mhm.
39 office. However, your
Mhm.
total sales, you have about 793 frequency for the number of sales.
So they'll be able to see the gap, right?
Yes,
That we have 227 out of 227 out of 793 customers registered inside the customer base. You only
exactly.
have 227 that are transacting.
Yes,
So what happened to the rest? Why are they dormant? That will bring questions.
exactly.
Why are they not buying from us? Is it our price? Is it our delivery? Let's try and get customer feedback.
And at the same time, you can also say, okay, they can also ask you questions like, this sales is from what month, or is it range of month? So it can also tells you the number of time, the average number of time a customer buys from you. To say,
I mean
so
that you mean that this first one can trigger more reasons to go deeper,
yes,
to
exactly.
go in depth. Thank you.
Yes.
So Kafaya, I'm not saying that what you said is not correct. It's good, but Breaking the 227 that are transacting down by the different segments is good, but that is just basic statistics, right? But what will trigger questions is, are you telling me that out of 793, the sum of the three segments is not close to the number of customers registered in the customer table or customers onboarded in our application if it's an e-commerce company? Do you understand me, Nakafayat? So
Yes, sir.
with here now, we can be able to say, okay, what is 227 out of 793? What percentage? Transacting customers, what is the percentage of transacting customers as compared to the entire customer base? Is it clear? Okay. So now the issue that this has, cross-filter direction, both. The issues with this is that this is going to slow down the performance. Do you understand me now? I'm just showing you this, but I'm not saying that this is best practice. Is that clear, guys? I'm not saying that this is best practice, right? So I will advise you to do this, right? Let me just change this back to single, and I click on save, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use calculate with what we call cross filter. So I'm going to see what that is going to do. So I come to my calculate with filters here and I say new measure. And I say new measure. And I will call, what will I call this one now? Segments. I will call this one customers funds. In brackets, segments, right? Equals to, and I will say calculate it for me, right? The sum of the sales column in the sales table. I'm not doing that. Sorry. What am I doing instead? I'm doing a distinct count, Abby, of what? Customer ID in customer table, right? And I will now say cross filter. You see now? There's cross join, there's cross filter, it's cross filter, but I'm not showing you all of those ones today, right? So cross filter, right? And what will be my left column? My left column will be customer ID in customer table, right? And my right column is going to be the customer ID inside of my sales table, right? And the filter direction is going to be both, just like I did in the model view there. And I'm going to close the bracket here, close the bracket the second time to close my parentheses. I'm going to click on enter. So let me explain my formula to you. I don't want to just be writing formula without explaining. So I said calculate for me a distinct count of customer ID, customer table, right? In fact, I can even use count. It's the same thing because I'm referring to customer table now. And in customer table, we don't have a duplicates, right? So whether I use count or distinct count, it's going to be the same, right? Cross filter, right? Instead of us doing it manually here, well, because of performance, we don't want to come here and be changing this to both theta direction because of what? Performance issues, right? So that was why we now did it inside the measure instead of doing it in the model view. So calculate distinct count of customer ID in customer table, cross filter, customer ID in customer table with customer ID in sales table. And let it be both filter direction, which means bi-directional, right? And I can now press enter. And when I drag this thing and I put it here, then I'm going to see the same results that I had earlier when I went to do it in the model view. Any questions so far, guys? Is it interesting? Is it boring to you? Let me show you the formula again. In case you have questions. Forget what the test is saying. Sometimes does that. Any questions so far, guys?
Yeah, Mr. Winger.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your thank you for everything. Yeah, concerning the cross feature function.
Yeah.
You said what's it called? Like it's not advisable for us to use. Why? Because of performance, right?
That is for the
let's
model
say,
view, not in DAX.
okay, yeah, that's what I'm about to ask. Okay, like so it's better if you use it in DAX, Abby.
Yes.
Because in some cases I would have to maybe along the line we shall have to use the cross filter direction what's it called? The cross filter function along the line.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's better to use it in DAX, Abby.
Better to use in DAX than
DAX,
in
data
model view. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Now let's look at the keep filter function. Let's see how that even works. Keep filter. So now we've done filter, we've done cross filter. We've done which one again? We've done filter with all. Let's do keep filter. Let's see how that works. So I'm going to go back to my consumer sales again. Yeah. I'm going to say, because I want to be consumer sales 4. Consumer sales 4. Consumer sales 4. And that will be equals to calculate for me. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Calculate, right? The sum of sales column in the sales table, right? What am I doing now, guys? Sales column in sales table, right? I will now say keep filters. And what is my expression? My expression is n bring in related. Is when the segment column. Why is it not working with related? So I can't use it like this. Are you serious? Okay, no problem. When the segments, it's coming up here, sorry. There's no need for me to use related. Segments in segment table is equals to consumer. Include my bracket 2 times, and I press enter. And I can bring in it to here. And let's see what the behavior is. So keep filter also respects the current filter that I have inside of my matrix table. So have you seen how keep filters work now, guys? Filter.
Yeah.
Filter. Right? Filter with related. Filter. Filter with all. Then filter, then keep filters. Is it clear to us, guys? Keep filters to do does what? Respect the current filter. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's try all, just all alone. New measure. So this one I'll call it all sales. This one is going to be calculate. Calculate for me. Right? The sum of sales in the sales column Sales column in sales table rather. And I will say all sales. What do you think this will do, guys?
It's going to remove all the filter
From where?
from the sales table.
From the entire table. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's drag it now. All sales. What happened, guys? What happened, though, guys? What's the
It
behavior here?
return-
Hmm?
It's
It's
returning the
returned
total
everything.
sales.
Total sales for what?
Combination of corporate, no,
It's
the
not a
whole
matter of
sales you have.
segment now. Total is total
No,
sales for the
yeah, the
entire
total
sales
sales
table.
on the entire sales table. Yeah.
Exactly. For the entire sales table. It's not a matter of whether segment or
Mm.
customer or anything. It's returning the entire total sales, regardless of whatever. Do you understand? So there are scenarios where these things are very useful. And I'm going to show you the different scenarios. So the first example, okay, we have total sales here. This is normal total sales, right? The second example, consumer sales here. We only give you as per consumer sales, right? The third example is, so this will be the second example, right? First, second. Second one too, will respect the current filter. This one, why it is useful, I will show you when it is useful now. So let's say I have my matrix table. I'm making a matrix table here. And I have segments. And let me click on here, format painter, drop it here. Okay. And I have total sales 2 here. Good. Now I want to see, so let me bring in consumer sales 3. Third example, which I applied filter all to the sales table and I specify the where of the condition, right? I bring in that consumer sales 3 here. So this one is going to be useful in situations maybe you want to probably see how consumer is performing compared to the other segments. So what can we do now to see? So let's write a new DAX measure. We are going to say compare with consumer. Compare with consumer. You will see something like total sales to the measure. And somebody tell me in 3 minutes while I'm still talking, when you are referencing two measure in creating a new one, what do we call that kind of measure? The fastest thing, the fastest answer. When you are referencing more than one, one or more measure in creating a new one, what does that tell us? What we call it? Okay, so total sales 2 minus consumer sales 3, and I press enter. Okay, compare with consumer. I can drop it here. Right, let me over it on this one. Sorry, guys. So I can be able to expand more. Right. Why do I have this here? Why is it not giving me the same thing? Okay, this one is different. Total sales. I have this one is multiplication. The other one is a column that I already have. Let me confirm something, guys. Hold on. That's my sales table. I have one sales column there. How did I get a sales column? Unit price times quantity should be 10. Okay, I'm not using that. Okay. I understand why there's a difference now. I understand what's the difference. So let's ignore whatever it says. So giving me the same amount, or what's what I'm going to do? Let me form this one to not have decimal number. So consumer sales 3. Consumer sales 3. Where are you? I should make it 0 decimal. The station is difference of 1. Okay, don't worry about it, guys. I understand what happened. So the total sales here and the one I did is different because one is sum of sales, the other is sum x based on multiplying two columns. So don't worry about it. But what I want you to actually get here is just to understand the concept of what we're trying to do here is that I can use it to say, okay, consumer. So this one, no, but for corporate, it means that corporate is doing 15,000 less than what consumer is doing, right? Home office is doing 37,000 less from what compared to what consumer is doing. Does it make sense to us, guys? Does it make sense? So,
Yes.
okay, let's do another example now. So let's say, let's bring in this and bring in this. So let me remove what I have here. So my total sales and the all sales now. So this one will be useful for me if I want to know the percentage, right, of what each of the segments is contributing to the total. So I will do a new measure now. I'll do a new measure where I'm going to use divide. And I'm going to say divide, what am I saying? Percentage segments contribute. I'm not spell it. I say country contribution. And I'm going to say divide. What am I dividing? What will be my numerator? What will be my numerator, guys?
28,363.
That cannot be my numerator, sir.
Total sales.
Total sales 2. Thank you.
384.
Total sales 2. What will be my denominator?
All sales.
All sales. Thank you.
All sales.
All sales. And the alternate is optional, but I can put the 0. It means when I have a division by 0, it should return 0, right? That's why they say that it's better to use divide than use the divide operator. Okay, guys, I've known this now. Let me change my result to percentage. It's percentage here, and I can make it 0. I don't want that. If I don't want decimal, make it 0 decimal. Why is it going back to 2 decimal? Okay, 0 now. Then I can drag this here. Have you seen it now, guys? So this one is removing all filters, regardless of what dimension is on. Is the filter applied on this matrix table, regardless of the dimension, right? It's returned the total for all. With this, it will be easy for me. So now I can remove all sales. I don't need the all sales. I just need it for the division. You see now I can see segments, the amounts, and the so which one has the highest contribution? Which one, guys?
Consumer.
Consumer has the
Consumer.
highest
Consumer.
contribution in terms of segments. I can decide to remove segments in the rows here and look for another dimension. Let me look for a category and put the category here. Have you seen now? Have you seen it, guys?
Yeah.
I can decide to put any other dimension. I can move the category. Let me look for another. This one might be a lot. Products can be a lot. Products category rather is better. Aha. You see? So I can use any since I already have the all sales. Since I already have the all sales, I can use any of the dimension here and see the percentage contribution of them. So up to this point, guys, is it clear? Is it clear, guys?
Please let's read the attendance form.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Please, Mr. Finger, can you
It's clear.
please let's see the DAX again for the all sales.
For the all sales.
Yeah.
Is it? Calculate sum of sales, you apply all to the sales table. Okay, let's stop here for today. We will do like 40 to 1 hour next week, Saturday. So I can complete this calculate topic and we can move to some other topics that we need to do. So I see that a lot of us have voted for the second option. We do Power BI to the end of August and we do SQL September to October. So that's the conclusion now. See you guys next week, Saturday. Enjoy.
Sorry, before you go,
Mr.
Mr. Minga.
Benga.
Sorry, I have a question, please.
Ask your question, please.
Sorry, can we also try to look at the differences between the all function, the all except, and all selected?
That's what we are doing Saturday next week, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
next week, Saturday.
Sorry,
Sorry, hold on, please. We are going to be doing we are going to be doing values and distinct. How we can use calculate with values and distinct. How we can use calculate with all selected and all except, and all no blank row. Right? That's what we are going to do, and we complete this one. We've done all calculate with what's it called before? Treat as before and use relationship. So I will not repeat that one again. So we can move on. Yeah. Somebody is saying something.
Yeah, Mr. Benga, you didn't answer that question. You asked a question that what is it called when you're referencing two measures in something?
Yeah. No, I gave you guys to answer now. I'm not the one to tell you that.
Is it nested?
I
Because
don't know.
thought
Go and find out, please. It's your job as a student to quickly Google or do something. That was what I was expecting. But it means that no effort from your end. It's expecting me to say
Is it called dependent?
I don't know, Mr. Blazis. Please go and Google it, please.
No, we.
See you guys next week, Saturday.
I mean, yes.
Thank you. Bye. Captains, please wait behind.